my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around. Tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. Today we have pick a card. I have three cards here. And so I want you to pick a card. Okay, we have the red carnelian, the green aventurine, and we have a tiger's eye crystal here. So this card number one, card number two, and card number three. Okay, and so from one to three, I just want you to pick a number. Okay, we will begin. Card number three, we have the King of Pentacles. For whoever chose card number three, the Tiger's Eye Crystal here. It says true success isn't just about money, it's about happiness too. True success, collective, is not just about money. It's about happiness too. And the picture on the shop, it says, thanks for supporting local witches. Okay. So maybe you're someone who has a spiritual practice, whether it's online or offline. Maybe you own a boutique or a storefront or some kind of botanical store. Maybe you sell, different herbs or different handmade goods or different things that people can utilize for spiritual practice, such as candles, elixirs. Maybe you sell tarot cards as well, divination supplies. Okay. And so, or maybe you are desiring to maybe open your own storefront, and maybe you are considering all the things that needs to be attributed. And so, Spirit is confirming for card number three, collective, that having a successful business is not all about just money. Being successful in life is not all about just money. As you see, she's sitting here with a beautiful smile on her face, male or female. Okay, and so Spirit is clearly conveying for you to make sure that you're choosing something that you are passionate about. Make sure you're choosing something that you feel you can do in your sleep, and and it doesn't feel like work. Make sure you're choosing a career or this passion project. I'm picking up on passion project of yours, something that you want to do, something that you feel your soul is calling you to it. Something that makes you smile, like the beautiful smile she has on her face here. And so, trust and know, and when it comes to entrepreneurship, who you are or who you are connected or affiliated to, there will be high points and low points. I mean, look in the media, with a lot of celebrities, they're going through their ups and downs, okay, in many different ways, okay. But either way, there are moments where maybe you open your storefront or, where products may not sell. Then you might have the following week where you sell double or triple. But Spirit is saying if this is something that you want to do, even if it's not opening a storefront or even if it's not opening a botanica or a boutique, I'm picking up on a boutique. Maybe someone wants to sell fashion. Maybe someone wants to open a hair salon, a nail salon. Put it where it resonates for you, whoever chose card number three. Spirit is saying make sure it's something that you are passionate about. If you make sure it's something that that is in your heart, that you're passionate about, that your soul is being called to it, you will have less stress, meaning those down points when things aren't going the way that you wanted to do or the way that you perceived it to arrive. When things aren't so perfect, you'll be able to maintain, as just as this person has this beautiful smile on her face. Maybe there's only one customer that came through that door today. Okay, maybe there were five. Okay, maybe on some days there's no customers that come through that door, but you have to be persistent. Doesn't matter who you are or what your facet of business is, you have to be persistent in having confidence and keeping the faith that you are able to maintain and thrive and survive. And if you make sure it's something that you're passionate about and something that is part of your purpose, it creates less stress. You'll be less likely to be overwhelmed when different things arrive. Okay, and so you'll have more clarity. Also, Spirit is saying when it comes to decision making of certain situations that may arrive, because there are high points and there are low points. But you have to make sure that this is something that you really want to do. And Spirit is saying the money will come naturally. When it's part of your purpose and this is something that you're passionate about, you're driven to do it, you love what you do. And you can tell when a person loves what they are doing. It's in the way they present themselves, it's in the way that they communicate with people, it's in the way that they run their business, how kind they are. You can tell when a person loves what they do. I mean, how many times have you been somewhere, collective, and patronized a business? Doesn't matter whether it's a corner store, a gas station, a restaurant, any store in the mall, and you always pay attention to how you're treated, the communication, the service. If the service is top tier, you're likely to do what? Return and come back again, and but when you go somewhere, you notice, I have somewhere that I patronize on a regular, and I go to this one certain place because they're kind. The guy always says thank you for coming. He always says I appreciate you. And you can tell that when he says it, he means it genuinely in his heart. And so it makes me, whenever I have to go somewhere and get something, I go to his place of business. I go to that location because they're very respectable. They're very kind. Just a simple thank you for shopping here. The small things. Okay. So Spirit is saying if you are going towards entrepreneurship, make sure that you are considering the small things, but make sure this is something that is part of your past and that you are passionate about, that you are driven to do. You don't want to be mindful of your intentions when you're working on growth and stability in your life. You do not want to take on or involve yourself in things because you want to compete or compare your life with someone else's lifestyle, or you want to duplicate or imitate what someone else is doing. And that's where we fall into the lines of people opening businesses and then they close right away, because the person did not have the tenacity to withhold and stay the course because it's not part of their path. There are people who, that are competitive and who will spend lots of money and time opening a establishment because someone else is doing it and they want to prove a point. There are people who actually do that. And I know you're probably saying, wow, that takes a lot of money and effort. Well, there are people who actually take their money and effort and do that. And you may see that business not last so long. But the one that they were comparing themselves to end up being around for generations to come because it was written for that person. That person did not open their establishment because they wanted to compete or compare. This is part of their journey. It was written in the stars for them to be an entrepreneur, to open that storefront, that gas station, that barbershop, that nail shop, that restaurant, whatever it is for you, collective. Okay. And so the next card that we have here, we're going to move on to card number 2. Okay. The green aventurine. If you chose the green aventurine crystal here, card number 2, it's the 5 of swords. Okay. And so the 5 of swords energy, we know it represents being in indecision and being in conflict. It says you can't be right all the time. It says you cannot be right all the time. So if you chose card number 2, the green aventurine, as you see in this picture here, there's a person standing here and there's 2 behind her, male or female, as I convey this message. And so possibly you could be feeling that maybe you've had to separate yourself recently, maybe from a friend or two, maybe you were in disagreements with them, maybe there were words said that weren't so nice, weren't so kind. These could be people who you consider to be like family or maybe your best friends, but you decided to go your separate ways. Maybe you felt you weren't being heard. But the bottom of this says you can't be right all of the time. And so Spirit is saying for you to take time and really just think about it's okay to express your opinion, but are you listening to others as well? When others are speaking or they need a listening ear, are you someone who is reciprocating that listening ear? Or are you quick to just respond and give your opinion? It's saying you cannot be right all of the time, okay? And so this 5 of swords energy here, collective, this is some kind of conflict. And so Spirit is saying possibly maybe you have separated yourself or isolated yourself. And so you have free will to do so. If you feel like you're not getting along with this person or these people, you have free will to stay away and continue to move on your life gracefully. But Spirit is also saying for you to think about, did you say something wrong? Were you listening and hearing them clearly? Or did you misinterpret something that was said to you? Okay, this could be your energy or someone that you were speaking to. Okay, but I'm picking up that it caused a falling out between the 2 of you or the 3 of you, and you no longer deal with each other. Okay. But as I said, you could be someone who is choosing maybe to let this friend or these group of friends, fall to the wayside. Maybe you feel you have outgrown them. As we move forward, our desires will change. So in different relationships, that's one thing that we need to consider as people, whether it's a marriage, a romantic relationship, relationships with your family, your friends, your desires as you move forward in life will change. There will be things that you will be tolerant of, collective, and there'll be some things that you're just not having no more. So I'm picking up that there are some things that maybe you used to do with these friends here or family, whoever they are to you, whom you had this disagreement with. Maybe you're just not interested. And Spirit is saying that is okay. You're free to move forward gracefully and respectfully and allow new energy to come into your life because maybe you've outgrown whatever you and these people were doing whenever you were in their presence. Okay. And so now we're going to move to the red carnelian here, card number 1. Okay, the red carnelian. The next card we have here is the Emperor, number 4. You could be a life path, number 4. Being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. Being in authority, collective, of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. Now, when it comes to adulting, viewers, collective, it comes with a lot of responsibility. But Spirit is saying there is a way. You are on the throne. You are an emperor. You are respected and looked at as an energy of an emperor. Even you may not feel this way, even if you don't. This is how people perceive you and see you. You could have a lot of people admiring you and respecting you. They look up to you in your community, in a friend group, maybe in your family. You could be known as the responsible one. The one in the family who is trusted, to do certain things. Okay. Every family has it. Every friend group has it. Not to say that other people are bad, but there's always that one person in the group that can be trusted with being responsible consistently. And so I'm picking up on the adulting energy. I love that word, adulting. Okay. And so you're very responsible. You're very well respected for it. But sometimes it could kind of weigh you down where you feel like your plate is full. A Spirit is saying for you, collective, who picked card number 1, this Emperor energy, if you are feeling overwhelmed at any time, that it is okay for you to ask for help. It is also okay for you to take a pause and a break. It is also okay for you to say, no, I can't do that today, and go somewhere and rest and rejuvenate or do what pleases you. Don't feel so obligated to the point where you are depleting or draining yourself because you are the emperor, you are the leader. You could be, like I said, the most responsible person in a family, in a friend group, in a community, okay, in any environment. And there's a lot of demands and requests that are, pulling on your energy. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to let someone else have a turn at whatever responsibilities that are overwhelming you. So feel free and don't beat yourself up. Be easy with yourself, collective. You do not want to deplete yourself or drain yourself, okay? Life is for the living. We want to keep you healthy and strong. This concludes the read. I trust and hope it assisted you. Later.